Right, we're now on Tuesday. I am having to re-edit the vlog that went out yesterday, which this is getting added to the start of it, so it's the same vlog as yesterday. I've just had to change a few things and fix a few things up. So this isn't going out as a premiere, this has just gone out normally for anyone that missed the actual premiere yesterday. It's perfectly fine. It's the same video that was out, I've just had to change a couple of little bits. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone that watched yesterday. I apologise for any inconvenience and for anyone thinking, oh, she's posted and then it's just not there. I had to take it down because I had music playing through part of it that I meant to mute and do a voiceover and I forgot. So like I said, I'm trying to fix it all. It'll get sorted out and hopefully posted for later this afternoon as soon as it's all finished. And then I'm going to quickly do a Pokemon mail opening. It'll be a small one this time just because I'm having to redo this vlog. And that'll get posted after the vlog. So there will be 2 videos today, so bear that in mind. And again, I am so sorry for any inconvenience this has caused. It was completely my fault. I have no other excuse other than, like I said, I just didn't notice at the time. I did have a phone call with the hospital whilst I was editing the part with the music kept in. So I couldn't have the volume up on my phone whilst I was editing. So it was a bit of everything going on, and like I said, it's completely my mistake. I apologise and I'm rectifying it, getting it sorted out, posted back up, and we'll go from there, and hopefully I don't make this mistake again. So we're currently on Monday. Amelia's at school. Yeah, I've got a lot that I need to get done. It's almost 11 o'clock, after 11 o'clock I think. I did manage to get more paint yesterday, so we're going to get on with painting this. So yeah, let's get started and see how far we get. So we didn't get straight on with painting the walls. We ended up polyfilling first because I didn't realise at the time I actually needed to do a second coat on that, and I did end up doing a little bit extra, so we had to wait for that to dry before painting, but we do get onto it later. The video will get confusing because I am wearing the same outfit all week due to the fact that I was painting, so it didn't really make sense getting changed and getting another outfit dirty. The reason the polyfill is taking so long is because there's a lot of little cracks in the wall, so I was just trying to get them covered up, a lot of bumpy bits, so I was just trying to make a nice flat surface or flatter surface to work with. So what I've done is I've polyfilled the bits that did need polyfilling, and once that dries we'll be able to paint, but it's going to take a couple of hours. So yeah, I'm gonna go have something to eat and then figure out what I'm going to do until this dries, and then we can get on with painting. So I figured, seeing as we're still waiting for that lot to dry, there's no working backwards in that clock if anyone's wondering. We're going to start putting Amelia's clothes back in here and get it organised. So yeah, another time lapse I think. So as I'm going through her clothes, I have changed things in her wardrobe a little bit since recording this section. I don't know if I go into detail with it later or not, I can't remember. But you'll see me throwing some clothes to the side. Well, the ones I'm throwing to the side are going for a charity shop because they're either too small or they're not the sort of clothes that she tends to wear. So I'm only keeping certain ones, plus we are trying to minimise, and pretty soon she will be going into the next size up, so I'm starting to get rid of some of the smaller ones. And she's got 5 to 6 years in there, which is what I'm trying to get rid of some of. And she also has 6 to 7, which is the next size she's going into. I am also putting a winter stuff to the side because we're now in the start of summer where it's starting to have a lot more warmer weather. So we don't actually need as winter outfits out where we can get to them on a daily basis. So I am packing up a lot of the winter stuff. I am also getting rid of any of the jeans or that sort of thing because she can't undo the buttons just yet. She's struggling, and I'm going to wait another year or two, probably less, before we try her again. But right now she's struggling with buttons in general, so I want her to get used to buttons on like cardigans or school t-shirts, that sort of thing, before we start worrying about jeans, which are a lot more difficult to undo for a kid. So I am folding some bits and leaving it elsewhere. That will be put in drawers later, which I do explain. I did put that basket back and then decide I'm going to put socks in there because she's got loads and it's the best way to organise them. Her winter socks have been put away elsewhere because obviously we don't need them out now. Most of the clothes that I am putting away are already hung up if it's needed, but I am finding some bits that aren't, so hang that up and put it where it needs to be. I will say now, whilst I remember, I didn't realise when I was recording that you could see the bottom part of the shelving unit, the plastic drawers that you're on. But it was the best angle I have with the items that I have to get the wardrobe in sight. So I do apologise for that, but at least I got a view where you could see what I was doing with putting the clothes away. I'm pretty sure the basket that I've just put in there, I put her pyjamas in, and the bottom two baskets are empty. Which those bottom two baskets are no longer in the wardrobe now anyway, because I've got bedding down there in terms of spare duvets of hers. So I am rearranging some bits as we go. These two still have things in, these two are empty. Obviously you've got the bits that I hung up. I do still have a few bits in here and a little pile there, which and what's in her stitch unit, which I am gonna sort out and try and put all the clothing that isn't going in a wardrobe in these chest of drawers. We also have her Halloween bits or dress up bits that I don't know where I'm going to put yet, so I'm going to work that out. And then on the floor down here we have a pile of clothes that I think most of them are going to go to charity shop. So yeah, we're gradually getting rid of things as well, even in here. Well, Amelia's back from school. We found more clothes to put away. Her dress-up clothes I did end up putting back in a wardrobe because I've got nowhere else to put them for now. So Amelia's been a normal crazy self. I'm organising clothes. I've got Amelia organising the certain clothes in terms of what needs to go into the drawers because we're going to start painting soon. And with me not getting to them, I figured we'll use the shelves on the outside of the wardrobe to store the other clothes for now. But as you can see in this clip, the duvets are at the bottom of the wardrobe now instead of the two big baskets. So that's what I meant by what I was doing with that. And obviously Amelia wanted to help, so she's putting things away as well just to help out. I don't know why Amelia started this clip in the corner, that was entirely up to her. I do keep having a fight with this tin trying to get it opened, and I'm just trying to see how long it takes to dry on the side of the tin before I start painting, so I know. But this will be the first coat of white on that section of the wall now that the polyfiller has dried. I believe this is still the same day. So as always, I start with a coat round outside and painting over any of the pink that I got on the ceiling when I originally painted her bedroom, which I never got round to fixing. So I painted the edges and then we'll move on to roller, get the first coat done. I believe this took about 4 coats in total. So yeah, it was a long haul journey of just trying to get it painted so that I could get everything else done. And obviously Amelia's in here watching what I'm doing, wanting to get involved. I do try and keep her out of the bedroom, but it doesn't work when she's at home. I couldn't just do it while she was at school because I wouldn't have had enough time in the day to get it all done, dried, and get her furniture put away in the time frame that I have got it done, especially with it just being me. When I'm painting a wall, the first 2 coats I do a lot thinner just so that I know the main coat I'm going to do has a base to stick to. So like I said, this did take 3 or 4 coats. The second 2 were a lot thicker than the first 2. So it doesn't show the colour going as quickly, and this is a different paint to the one that I used originally. Eventually when I do move out of this flat, I will be painting everything, getting a couple of tubs of the same paint just to know I've got enough to cover it, and yeah, go from there. But that won't be for a good few years yet, unless we manage to get a council property which suits us, which is going to take a lot longer to do. If I am doing more than 1 coat in a day, I do put the paint back into the container, obviously, because there's nothing wrong with it and I don't want it drying up. I put the paintbrush in a food bag to keep that wet, and the same with the roller, so that when I come back to it an hour or 2 later, once it's dried, I can still use the same brush and roller and not have to worry about washing it every single time, otherwise it'd take a lot longer to paint. And now we're back a couple of hours later. I'm guessing Amelia is in bed at this point because she's not coming running in. I'm having a massive fight with the lid to try and get it off. You'll see this a few times. It's quite entertaining. But I eventually got the lid off, went round edges again, and then got straight on with doing the second coat. This is all I do for today, and then I carry on the very next day. I really need to invest in a pair of step ladders. I've never actually realised how long painting takes to do. This took a lot longer than I expected it to. I'm glad it was a lighter pink and not a darker colour in general, otherwise that would have been a lot harder to deal with. I know on camera the second coat will look like it's covered it quite well, but it really didn't. It was still quite pink underneath it, and the even after the third coat you could still see a slight tint of pink, so I did go over it again. I could have probably done with going over it a fifth time, but by that point I wanted to just carry on with rest of the room, get Amelia back into her bedroom and go from there. It would have probably gone quicker as well if I had a big roller. I do have one, but the issue is I only have one roller head. So if I do some painting and then wash it on the night, I then have to wait a full day for it to dry fully before I can use it again. So it wasn't worth doing that, whereas these heads I had about 5 or 6 of. So I had about 2 or 3 washing and drying at a time. So it worked out a lot easier using the smaller one. It took longer to paint, yes, but in the long run, having to wait for rollers, it actually saved time. So this is nearly its second coat done. I believe after this I called it a night and continued the following day. So yeah, I wouldn't say we did too bad. We got 2 coats done, we got it polyfilled. Not a bad day's work. So that's 2 coats done on this part. That's all I'm going to do for tonight. So I am going to put the lid back on the paint. And I apologise for that, don't know why it's flickering. But yeah, I'm going to put the lid back on the paint and we'll carry on with this tomorrow. So yeah. Speak up so they can hear you because we're next to a main road.
Hi.
Where you going? You going to school or you going to go have fun? You going to eat your din-dins? I can't remember what you've got, so we'll have to, it'll be a surprise for you, won't it?
Yay.
So we have a cold, foggy morning this morning, so there's no sky or anything yet. So I'm back home from taking Amelia to school. I'm going to get ready, well, get myself sorted, get my hair put up, have a coffee, have something to eat, and then get started doing final coat, hopefully, of the white on her wall. And then I can start on doing the glossing around that part of the room, and then I can, once all that's dried, I can start putting a bedroom back together a little bit before I have to start working on glossing the other half of the room so that it doesn't look odd. So yeah, let's see what we get done today while she's at school. It's currently 8:44 in the morning. So yeah, let's see what we do. So again, another fight with the paint lid, but I did eventually get it off, as you see here. And as I said, this is the 3rd coat. I thought this would be the last. I'm pretty sure there is another one after this, but yeah, it's not far off being completed, and then I get on with glossing. So it got there eventually with painting. I do want to say as well, I think that was the final coat I did round edges. I didn't do that again on next coat because it was already how I needed it, because I do a thicker coat with paintbrush on that. I wasn't quite prepared when I started today because clearly I left the roller in a different room, so I had to go get that and then we get started with the painting again. I do apologise for the amount of the same sort of content in this vlog. It's just that's basically all I did for the entire week, other than eating, which I'm not going to record whilst I'm eating because that's not something I enjoy doing. And basically relaxing at the end of the night. It was all painting or redecorating and refurnishing her bedroom. And as you can see, the paint that I'm putting on the roller at the moment is on the wall at the moment is a lot thicker than the previous layer I did. It's not lasting as long as the roller on the roller before I have to go get some more. The reason for that, like I said, this is a thicker coat than what I did on the previous two to try and get a lot more covered and get it done a bit quicker. And like I said, it had a coat, two coats previously to be able to stick to and dry properly. So that's third coat finished. I'm just tidying up after myself, and I believe the next clip will be me starting on the fourth coat, which will be the final one. And as usual, the lid was stubborn and took a while to come off, but we got that off and got started with all of this. Apparently I did a fourth coat on edges. I don't know why, because I don't usually do a final coat on edges after 3. Like I said, this is the fourth and final coat of the white on the walls. The only painting after this is glossing, which doesn't take as long once I've got all the furniture moved, and it is broken up with me moving some furniture as well. And all I have to say here is yay, the painting's finally done in terms of the white, other than a few patches that I did quickly there. I do start emptying the rolling tray back into the paint tub, and these brushes in the paint tub, where the roller tub even, does get washed, and yeah, only the paint brushes come out after this, I believe. So that's the final coat done on this wall, waiting for that to dry, and then I can continue with the skirting boards along this part up until about here, because obviously stuff's on this side. Then obviously once the skirting boards are dry, I can start moving things over to this side, and then gradually work on any glossing that needs doing over this side, which that whole unit needs doing. So that's going to be fun. And like I said, trying to organise some of this, get it put where it needs to be, and then at some point I can take that outside and gloss that. So yeah, slow and steady process, but we're getting there. The wall painting's done. Like I said, the only painting I'm doing now is any gloss work, which is skirting boards, door frame you saw me do. I've got this cupboard to do on outside, and then the last thing is the door. So yeah, wait for that to dry and see if I can get some skirting board done before I have to go pick Amelia up. So as you can see, Amelia's back from school. There was a few clips, a few pictures of flowers there. I did end up having to go meet my mum because she'd made some meals for me from my freezer. She made me some shepherd's pies and chicken and vegetable pies. Chicken, potato and vegetable pies even. So I went to collect them, got home, had something to eat, put them away, and then by the time I'd done alright, it was time to go pick Amelia up. So once we got home, I started doing the glossing of that section of the wall so it can be drying overnight. I want to say that's the last we did that day, and then like I said, the very next day I started moving the furniture over and working on the opposite side of the room. I did go a little bit off screen doing the glossing. I apologise for that. I did end up going to the end of the radiator so that I had a nice straight cut off as to where I'd got to. Amelia were obviously in watching what I were doing. Obviously I told her to stay away from where I'd just painted so I shouldn't get school clothes dirty. So yeah, it was just a case of getting this done, and then I couldn't do anything else until it had dried anyway. And this would end up glossing for today. All I did was go wash my brush, put the lid back on the tub and carry on next time. Actually, I think I put the brush in a food bag and used it the next day because it was still okay. So this is next day. Amelia's at school again, I'm guessing. I've put a door at the side of the wardrobe, which you'll see later. I'm having to move some of this out of here while I get other bits away. The glossing that I did is dry, so I get to put a bed in place. However, she can't sleep in here yet because I end up having to put the rest of her belongings, so to speak, on top of her bed. So she was still in my bedroom this night, and I believe the next one or two, and then back into her room once I'd got the rest of the painting finished and started putting a lot of the stuff away so we could actually use a bed frame for a mattress to go on. I have also looked at a bed that I'm wanting to get her, but I am going to have to save up for it first. And it's a lot better than the one that she's got. She'll have a lot more use out of it. The desk that she's got won't be in a bedroom anymore. That'll be going into my room for her arts and crafts area. But for now, we've got what we can in her bedroom, and we're going with it until I can afford bit by bit to get things done. Yes, there is also a damp patch in the corner near the boxed in part. I am trying to get a hold of the council to get that fixed because it seems to be a leak in the roof. I had the same issue on the opposite side where the cupboard is, where the built-in cupboard is on the ceiling. So, like I said, I do need to get the council out. It's just trying to get in touch with them. It's not going too well. And as I've said before, this side we are only glossing. There's no major wall painting or anything like that because I refuse to repaint that section due to the fact I know for the fact the water stain's going to come straight back out no matter how many times I cover it over, because when I first painted this room that section had about 6 coats if not more, and it's still continuing to do the same thing even whilst I was painting. It was changing colour. There was nothing I could do about it. So yeah, it's just a waiting game trying to get that sorted. This chest of drawers that I'm taking drawers out of now and stacking up, that is the drawer unit that we're going to put the rest of Amelia's clothes in, which as of the following week I still need to do, but we'll get there one day this week. I'm also trying to get other washing done and catch up on that due to the bad weather that we've been having. I haven't been able to get as much done as I'd have liked. Also, when I first started moving her desk, I completely forgot that I'd put all the colouring books in there. So when I moved it, it did nearly fall over and it was extremely heavy. I do go off camera quite a bit here because there's a fair few bits in the corner that I'm trying to get out. So I apologise for the view of what's going on there. This is where I decided to put her Halloween and dress up bits in the wardrobe. So yeah, I am trying to clear her coat rack off, or what I'm using as a coat rack, so that I can gloss the unit without worrying about getting it on a coat. I'm pretty sure when I disappear here, I was getting, well, yeah, I was going to say I was getting the Hoover. That would have been incorrect. I was getting a bag to empty a small shelving unit off. And one of the next things I do will probably be to go get a Hoover once I've moved that unit so that I can hoover the floor and then get on with the glossing, get that finished. And I believe I went and picked Amelia up. As if I forgot the Hoover the first time round. One thing I always like doing whilst I'm painting is doing multiple layers of vacuuming whilst I'm painting, in terms of before I do another layer, hoover the floor, especially if I'm working on the floor. And this section here is where I had to remove the vlog yesterday and redo it all. Redo the editing today with what I wanted to do and get this clip sorted. What I'm pointing to is what I still needed to gloss, so that at least yourselves understood what I needed to do. But like I said, I forgot to mute it when I first posted. So we're straight on to glossing. Luckily with this section, with it just being the skirting boards that I needed to do, it wasn't too difficult and it didn't take too long, so I was happy enough with what we got done. I am doing a thicker coat of gloss than I think he meant to do, but that was just so that I could get it done in one go without having to go over it 2-3 times, considering I needed to get Amelia back into her bedroom. I did mean to go back and clean the plug sockets afterwards before putting furniture back, but I completely forgot, so maybe next time I decorate I'll get that done. So now we're on to doing the built-in cupboard, which is the part that takes the longest out of the whole of the glossing. But we eventually get it done. I did have an issue with the top section. I've just left that as is. I can't be bothered dealing with it right now. I will figure it out eventually. I think that's got something to do with the damp looking issue that I've got going on. I am also going to find some fabric that Amelia likes and build sort of like a curtained area over that unit so that she can't get into it, and also make it a little bit prettier for her rather than it just being open like it is. Especially due to the fact that what's in there is all storage or seasonal bits. And by no standards am I a professional decorator. I just do what I can so that it gets done. I can't afford to pay a decorator to do these sort of things, so I do what I can. It's not perfect, but it's better than what it was to begin with. This top section here that you see me doing now, that is the section that is giving me the problems, where the paint's just coming off as if there's water on it. So like I said, you can see after so many coats, I will just give it up as a bad job in a moment. So yeah, it just wasn't going to plan, and you could tell I was getting frustrated with it. My days are blending together a little bit now. This is either Thursday or Friday. I had a job centre appointment, so I had to go by bus to get there. So this is the journey to the job centre. I will let you know when we are on the way back, but I'll stay muted through most of this. There is a video up on my channel of this journey without it being time-lapse, so it's at normal speed. The only parts where this video cuts in terms of the travel vlogs is going past schools, or obviously when I got there, or because I don't want to pinpoint exactly where I live, I stop the video and start the video before or after I get to mine, depending which way I'm going. So now we've finished at the job centre, I'm back on the bus. I did a little bit of shopping as well, which I forgot to vlog what I got. But yeah, I did a little bit of shopping when I was on the bus to go back towards mine. I can't remember if I got anything else done before I picked Amelia up or not. We'll see in a moment. So we're back home. I start pulling things out so that I can actually get things put away. As you can see, I've already got one unit, the small shelving unit, put in the corner where I wanted to put it. I have rearranged a little bit as we're going because, like I said, I've resorted where things are going, how she's got a bed, so that she actually has space to play. I did go get a spray there, that one didn't work, so I've just gone to get another one, and then we will be on to cleaning the desk. I'm still not sure if Amelia's home because I haven't seen her yet, but I'm sure if she is home we'll see her pretty soon. So as you can see, as I'm putting the furniture away, if I find a little decorational piece or whatever, if I've already got that spot sorted for it to go away, I will get it put away. The wooden shelves above her TV unit, I am going to go through them and see what's actually up there because I can't remember. But yeah, we do it takes a while to get an idea as to where I actually want things. I decided against this one, which you'll see in a second. The bedside table, as you see, that get moved elsewhere to where I actually decided that's going to go. The drawers gets moved over, and I think there's only one other unit that goes on there. I just didn't have what I needed to be able to... Well, I didn't have the space to get to that unit yet to put it away. Some bits are getting moved a couple of times before they actually find where they are belonging for now. Even since recording this vlog, certain bits have been moved again. Like I said, we're just trying to find a home for everything rather than having loads of little bits all over the place and not knowing where we stand with everything. Plus, I'm trying to make it a little bit easier for Amelia to be able to tidy and put away her own belongings. So it's a steady process, seeing what works and what doesn't, and changing what we can. And I did get a TV and Xbox plugged in before getting too much of the furniture put away, for the pure fact I didn't want to be moving the furniture once there was already stuff put into it. Most of those baskets you see on that unit are actually empty, so that is quite light to move. I didn't have a concern about moving that. And the bag that we're going through now was mostly bits for that small shelving unit, so we're going through that, getting that put away. And I don't think there's much that I actually ended up putting in bin from that. I think that was all actually bits that I was happy keeping on there for her. There is still a few shelves on that unit empty, ready for me to put things on as well, so it's not completely full. Nothing is completely full at the moment, but again, we still have a lot of Amelia's toys and other miscellaneous bits to put away yet as well. This coat rack gave me a right fight to put it back on, but we eventually got there, got the coats hung up. Just trying to get it onto the wall was awful. What I'm doing here is just tightening it up because a lot of the screws had come undone or they'd come loose, so it was wobbling around a lot. Once I tightened it, it made it look a hell of a lot better and a lot sturdier for what I was using it for, which is Amelia's coats. And now that our coat rack's back up, it's just going through all the coats, getting them hung up, put up there so that they're all in the same place rather than all over the place. And it's like I said, gradually trying to keep a bedroom tidy. I will be going through the coats again at some point within the next month probably, and putting a lot of the winter coats away, or possibly even getting rid of a load of them because they won't be right sized by the time she wears them again. So like I say, we'll see how that goes, and there is a couple more bits that end up in charity shop pile while we're putting this lot away, but that's what happens when you're tidying. Right, well, we're now on Saturday. Amelia's at home this weekend, so she's going to help me out.
And I'm building.
She's down here at the moment building with a Lego, but we're going to get this lot put away shortly. She did end up back in here last night, and did you have a good night's sleep?
Yeah.
And then bit by bit we're going to work on rest. Amelia, we're going to work on rest at bedroom. I'm going to get these drawers cleaned down and start putting her clothes in there. Get this lot put away. The mountain of teddies stays there because that's just a teddy pile.
Teddy pile.
Work out what's going on these bottom 3 shelves and sort that out and move that bag out of here.
Wow.
And work out where that bag of bags is going to go. So we've got a lot of work to do. So yeah, let's get on with it. I did end up emptying a Lego tub out there because there was a lot of beads and trash as well as Lego in that tub. So we went through it. There's Lego in that tub now. The beads have come into my bedroom because they need putting away in here. And obviously the rubbish went in the bin. So I started organising bed, getting all Lego off at bed, piling up everything else. And after that, I started helping her with the floor. I won't really voice over much of this because it's the same thing. We did eventually get it done. It took about an hour and a half to go through all of her Lego because she does have quite a lot. But yeah, worth it in the end because then she's not picking out beads all the time or rubbish and then coming in complaining at me even though she's the one that put it in there. Like I said, after we'd done that, I came back in later once we'd had food. Started cleaning the drawers down and didn't get around to putting any clothing in there, but like I say, it's a work in progress. As long as I'm getting bits done, I'm happy enough with what I'm doing. It's if I don't do anything and it just sits there and festers as it was, that's where I start getting annoyed with myself. So we are now on Monday, so I'm going to do a quick outro for this vlog. I didn't record much Saturday evening and I didn't record it all yesterday due to the fact that I just wanted just me and Amelia and to relax a little bit. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's watched this vlog, that's joined in, be it commenting, liking, or even subscribing. It means the world to me and Amelia. She's currently at school. So again, thank you to everyone that's been here helping out wherever you can. It means the world to us. Hopefully this week we are back to normal, but I'm not setting that in stone yet until I know what I can get done in the meantime. I will take a quick video of Amelia's bedroom before I end the vlog, and then I'm going to get this edited into it and then obviously export it and put it on sorry about that, put it on YouTube, hopefully ready for later this evening. So until then, thank you, take care of your friends, take care of your family, spread the love and just help out where you can. Bye. So in terms of Amelia's bedroom, this is where we're at. There is some bits that we're going to be tidying up this coming week, so you'll see that in next week's vlog. But she's got her furniture back in place. We're just sorting through all the toys and getting them put away where they need to be, sorting through her clothes and getting them put away, because I believe most of them need to go in here. I just need to sort it out first. So yeah, we got most of it done. The wall is fully painted, all the glossing's done. The only bit that I still need to gloss is a door, which obviously is why it's not back in place. So yeah,